Hi, I'm EllaAradia and welcome to your August 2025 Psychic Tarot reading. This reading is for my Aries fire signs, where we'll be exploring the overall energies and themes for the month ahead, as well as taking a deeper dive into how these might be playing out for you in your life. This is a general reading, so it's going to resonate a little bit differently for all of you. Although sometimes these messages can get very specific, but what I do find is there's always a shared theme that runs through the collective of all of you Aries signs. So take what feels aligned to you and just leave the rest. And before we jump in, I just want to say a big thank you to all of you who are supporting my channel by liking and subscribing. So if you enjoy this reading and you haven't already done that, please do, as it really helps the channel out. It doesn't cost anything to subscribe. And then of course you can get notified when the next videos are up. So Aries, let's jump in. The first words I see here, Aries, are a leap of faith. Taking a leap of faith. And for many of you, I feel like you are standing at a crossroads right now, and there is some kind of opportunity, possibility, some kind of choice or decision that needs to be made here. And it's going to be one that involves taking some kind of leap of faith. Now, for many of you, this is going to resonate in the career area of your life. So it could be a new job opportunity, a project, something that you've been working on. Because what I'm seeing here is seeds being planted. So I feel like this is something that you have been nurturing and growing. And for some of you, that may be a relationship. And it might be that you've come to a point where you need to take a leap of faith in love to perhaps take things to the next level here, Aries. So with your overall energies, we have the Hanged Man, which is all about just taking a pause, being still for a moment, and getting a fresh perspective, looking at things in perhaps a different way. But in order to do that, sometimes we have to just take a step back from whatever the situation is in order to really get those insights and to be able to see things through perhaps different eyes in a different way. And what lies in your recent past is the Knight of Swords, your current situation, the Knight of Cups, and your feelings towards your situation, the Two of Pentacles. And what's coming to me as I look at these cards, Aries, is, the Knight of Swords can sometimes be quite a destructive energy. It usually represents somebody coming into your life very quickly or leaving your life very quickly, and with it also bringing change, but in quite a destructive way. So for some of you, you may have been going through a little bit of a challenging time, like some kind of tower moment. And with your Knight of Cups here, we have a new offer. Now for some of you, this is a new offer of love, like I was talking about. It may not be a brand new person, but it may be about an offer that really takes things to the next level and deepens things for you. And for others, this is some kind of creative opportunity that very much is aligned with your heart. So for some of you, this is about moving into perhaps a divine timing moment, a moment where, we really connect into perhaps our soul purpose in life. there is this Two of Pentacles, and I do feel that there is some kind of struggle here, Aries, around making this choice, because there is this sense of something needing to be let go of. And what challenges you is the Ten of Swords, which is exactly really what I'm talking about. The letting go of a certain phase of your life. And being the Ten of Swords, it often represents, you know, a phase that was perhaps quite challenging for some of you, a difficult ending. There could be betrayal involved in this, but it's something that, you know, has really, really come full circle here. You know, it's done, it's over, and it's something that, you know, is very much needed often. And this is your challenge. The challenge is, I feel, letting go of this last phase of your life and being able to kind of step into this new one. You know, like the horizon in the background on this card, you know, with every ending there's a new beginning. And with the hidden influence, we have the Seven of Cups, and this is a card of potential and possibility. You know, each cup has something different in it. Sometimes represents illusions, but at some point, you know, this is going to involve making some kind of choice in order to bring about or manifest a possibility. You know, because otherwise these remain things which just stay in our dreams. You know, like the cups in this card, he's looking up to the sky, you know, and none of these things are really manifested. And so a choice needs to be made here. And with the Two of Pentacles, that's often about priorities as well. You know, working out, you know, where your priorities lie. And what I'm sensing here is the challenges around perhaps letting go of what feels familiar. I just get a really familiar feeling about this. For some of you, this is going to involve a location change. You know, it could be a new opportunity that involves moving to a different place. And then, you know, there is the letting go perhaps of being around, you know, family or certain friends or co-workers. And in terms of love, this might be about, you know, moving in with your person, and that might involve a location change. And so there is something, you know, that needs to be let go of in order to really follow your heart here. And with this Two of Pentacles, I feel like it's important to remember that it doesn't necessarily have to be one or the other. Because when we start a new chapter of our life, we usually go through a process of kind of looking back on the past, and we work out, you know, what do we let go of and what do we take moving forwards into this next phase of our lives. And with your advice from the universe, this is the Nine of Cups. This is the wish fulfillment card. You know, having what your heart really desires, emotional fulfillment. And to me, it really does feel like a message for you, Aries, around really listening to your heart right now and listening to, you know, what does your heart truly want moving forwards? And always with this card, there are also these dynamics of being open or being closed off. And it's important to just remember that, you know, if we stay too closed off, sometimes we can miss out on opportunities or growth, or we could miss out on perhaps our own happiness and emotional fulfillment. So it really is about, you know, keeping that balance of, you know, having boundaries, of course, but not being so boundaried or closed off that, you know, you're missing out on perhaps what your heart truly wants here. And with your potential outcome, I love this, we have the world, and the world is all about the completion of a cycle. It's about endings, beginnings. It's a card of, you know, growth and expansion, and particularly in terms of love. For some people, it can be the completion of something, the ending of something, but in your case, I don't feel like that's the case. I feel more that this is an invitation for, you know, things to really go to that next level somehow. But it may involve, you know, like I said, letting go perhaps of something somewhere that feels familiar and stepping a little bit into the unknown and taking that leap of faith, whether that's career or love. But this is a card of growing and learning, and the message really is very clear about really tapping into what your heart wants and really allowing yourself to have this emotional fulfillment of this Nine of Cups, and letting things, you know, really move to the next level on your journey, because this is what the world is all about. The ending of one phase, the beginning of a whole new significant phase in your life. So Aries, I'm going to leave it there. If this reading resonated, let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. And as always, no matter what comes through in a reading, moving forwards, always trust what feels right for you. So thanks so much for being here, and I wish you a great month ahead.